So this is our field for our open men's 4x8. Old Scotch out in front, and that's Tom Bowers. Ballarat region is Jared Hill, and our invitational team is Alan Cook. So they're a 60 plus team, and I believe a couple of times we're looking for 10:09. 10:09 is the Australian 60 plus record. 9:30 is the world record. I reckon it might be a bit too windy for that one today. But the 10:09 is on the cards. Mark Hipworth says he's in sub 2 shape, so it's a real chance. But out in front, Old Scotch Tom Bowers. Looks terrific. Ballarat region, great to see them represented in both of the open 4x8s. So Bowers goes through in 58 seconds. Hill goes through next in 61. Alan Cook setting up this team perfectly with a 70-second first lap. So Bowers extends the lead down the back straight for Old Scotch. So Bowers, Scotch, Ballarat region next. Our invitational 60 plus team flying the Australian Masters colours here today. So Bowers of Scotch will pass on to Archie Wallace. Archie Wallace back from Wake Forest College in North Carolina. Jacob Cheeseman for Ballarat region will take it next. We're going to try to get Alan Cook down here to pass over to Paul Viney. I think we're looking for something around the 2:25, hopefully it will be. So Paul Viney takes it now, and that's a 2:27. So it's inside the average split time for that team. That 10:09 time is on the cards. But Archie Wallace out in front. Spent 4 years at college. The mighty Wake Forest Deeks. But here he is back in the old Scotch Cardinals colours. So Archie Wallace moves through. A 150 man back in his junior days here in Victoria before he went across to college. He's now put about a 100-metre lead onto Jacob Cheeseman of Ballarat. Paul Viney comes through for the Masters team. That Masters team, 10:09 we're looking for. Do the maths, it's about 2:32s. So as Paul Viney comes through here for the Australian Masters teams, we're going to start asking please to marshal our 4x1 teams on the infield. Can we please marshal our 4x1 teams on the infield? Our finalist teams. Archie Wallace has a look over the shoulder. He's going to pass it off to Tommy Cluckow. So 3:57. Archie Wallace comfortably hands over to Tommy Cluckow. Ballarat region 150 metres behind. The Australian Masters crew, Paul Viney. Got 250 remaining now on this second leg. Can we please have our overage relay teams to check in the infield? Our overage 4x1 teams, our 40 plus, 50 plus relay teams, please to check in on the infield. So Paul Viney comes down the straight now, he'll pass off to Scott Lawrence. They're going to be inside that 5 minutes, so 10:09 on the cards. Can we see an Australian record today, 4:55. So I reckon that's probably about 2:27, 2:28 each from our first two of those Masters teams. So Scott Lawrence goes out pretty quick there. Seen him in the old Scotch colours before, but today it's the green and gold Australian Masters colours. As the old Scotch runner in Tommy Cluckow now trying to put a lap on Scott Lawrence, but Lawrence been quite resistant down the back straight. Cluckow with 250 to go for Old Scotch. I don't think the gold medal's in doubt here. Scotch now with a 130-metre lead. Zach Granger on the track at the moment for Ballarat. So Rory Vial goes through for Old Scotch. Scott Lawrence looks to be a 72 first lap, so perfect sort of tempo, I reckon, for that split they need. 72's first lap from Lawrence. Ballarat Regional passing off their last leg. So Keith Scott starts the clock on the last leg. Ballarat Regional take the silver medal here. But a lot of interest in that Invitational Australian Masters team. Scott Lawrence, 200 to go. He's going to enjoy the breeze behind his back shortly when he swings around. I think he's going to put Hipworth in a situation here where he's going to need about a 2:30 last leg. So Scotch get the bell out in front. Lawrence comes through. Scott Lawrence through next. This Invitational team went from youngest to oldest. So Hipworth's going to get it now. Oh, they're well inside that time. 7:25. 10:09 is looking not a problem. Ballarat Region next. So out in front, Scotch are going to take our Victorian title. But all eyes and interest on an Australian record here for our green and gold Masters team. Scotch are your Victorian champions there, taking it out. Our gold medalist team there, Tom Bowers, Archie Wallace, Tommy Cluckow and Rory Vial. Ballarat Region now come through for the silver. As Mark Hipworth gets the bell. So 40-second last 300 from Hipworth will give us a world record. So Hipworth here, we're going to see an Australian record here. It's going to be well inside. It's going to smash the Australian record. It'll be the first time an Australian 60 plus 4x8 team's gone sub 10 minutes. 150 to go. So 9:30 and they hit the straight. They're going to take 25 seconds or thereabouts off the Australian record. 9:45 unofficial. So 9:45 unofficial. 24 seconds faster than the previous 60-plus Australian record for the 4x8. I reckon get some good conditions and those men